Hey everyone. So I decided to start this series documenting my double jaw surgery because number one, I have found other videos extremely helpful. I've been looking at YouTube, Instagram, Reddit, anything that I can find, and it's been so helpful. And I even have more questions. So I want to take you along this journey um, and kind of show you what this process looks like. So the second reason I'm making this is because there's a few of you that have reached out knowing that I'm getting the double jaw surgery. You need the same surgery and you had questions, and so let's talk about it. So right now I am maybe 6-ish months out from surgery. We haven't set the date yet. And so let me roll that back for you and tell you what we've done so far. So I have needed double jaw surgery for probably 20 years, maybe more. And so earlier this year, so around January, February, I noticed that I was having more issues eating, more issues chewing. My breathing was a little bit different, jaw pain, of course. And then really the biggest proponent was my sleep and developing sleep apnea and having issues with my sleep. No matter how long I got rest, it was never restful. So started talking to my dentist, who's been advocating for me to get surgery. And my dentist kind of led me down the route of some different recommendations. Now, everyone starts at a different place. And even though I use the dentist as a jumping off point, unfortunately, all of the recommendations were a dead end. So I live in Northeast Florida. All of the surgeons I was referred to either no longer do jaw surgeries at all, or the couple doctors that I found that do it are 100% cash pay. You cannot use insurance. And since this is a medically necessary surgery, I wanted to go ahead and use my insurance. So it probably took me 2 or 3 months to find a surgeon. I am going out of town for that, traveling much further than I had anticipated. So basically got in with a surgeon for a consultation. Prior to going, sent them x-rays, different records from my dentist that I had. I didn't really have any old orthodontic records or really anything else. I hadn't had any like MRIs of the head for a while. I didn't even know where those were, to be honest. And I hadn't had braces in like 15 years. So basically gave them what I did have, went in for that consultation. Immediately the surgeon said, you absolutely need double jaw surgery. And so from there, I was told to go ahead and make sure to get my braces. And so I got really lucky with my surgeon. He was willing to work with any orthodontist that would work with him. So I was able to find an orthodontist here in Northeast Florida versus in New York City where I'm getting the surgery. And so about 2 weeks after I met with the surgeon, I got my braces on, which was a very quick turnaround, thank goodness. So for me, the estimate is 6 months of braces prior to doing surgery, keep them on during surgery, and then have them after. That was a surprise to me because I thought I was just going to have braces put on kind of right before surgery, have them on while I was healing, and maybe just a little bit after. So it's definitely a longer timeline than I had anticipated. So that's one thing to think about if you're having jaw surgery. It's definitely not a quick process. And the time for braces definitely varies. So some people need them for like a year before they get their jaw surgery. So I've been seeing my orthodontist every 6 weeks. I've now had braces for about 3 months, give or take, almost 4. And so I'm actually going a little bit beyond that 6 months just in light of like how things are moving and shifting. And so that's kind of where I'm at right now. Had the braces on, have met with my surgeon now twice, and we are just working on getting that kind of final approval from my orthodontist to get that surgery date on the books, which we could then back up and get that pre-op on the books. And so that's where I'm at. I am currently ordering stuff for after surgery, that things I never would have thought about. So I've gone through a handful of Reddit threads. I've watched YouTube videos, and I'm going to show you in another video what I've purchased so far. And if you've had jaw surgery, would love to hear, do I need more? Am I covered? What am I missing? But I am going to do a full video on what I've bought thus far, and I'm sure I'll buy more. You know, I still have months until surgery. It's currently August 2025, aiming for a December 2025 surgery. And just to back this timeline up one more time, I got my braces put on in May. So May for braces, hopefully December for surgery date. So I will continue to post these about my journey, hoping to kind of put your mind at ease if you are getting jaw surgery, if you're considering it, if it's been recommended to you, and just hoping to also hear from anyone else that's had jaw surgery. It is a very big procedure, and it's a little bit intimidating to think about 7 to 8 hours of them like quite literally redoing your bone structure and not knowing what that might entail, how that recovery might be. So stay tuned for the journey.